to the point. Welcome to the Information Show. I know you all could not hear me for that short moment, but welcome again to the Information Man Show. If you have not subscribed to the program, please go ahead and subscribe, as I definitely would appreciate the support. Everybody that's in the chat room, I want to say peace to you for being here. You are the best. And thank you for all your support thus far. Tonight I got a series of a few videos to show you. As you already know and have heard of, you have Lord Jamal of the Godcast with Godfrey, Rod Digger, and Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson was on his show. This was maybe several months ago. I think this was in October of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, in which Dr. Umar Johnson went on the show to further promote the FDMG school in Wilmington, Delaware. And there's a lot of issues I want to touch on because, look, no man can be an island to himself when he is trying to do something like build a school or create a school. It takes a village to raise a child. That's an African proverb. We all know that. You cannot do anything by yourself. And I'm here to tell you, this isn't about crapping all over Dr. Umar Johnson. This is just about facts. And the facts of the matter is that there have been black people out there, professionals, who have offered Dr. Umar Johnson to do things for him for free, whether it be putting up the HVAC, the air conditioning systems that he's going to need for the school. People have rendered their services to create websites professionally, or to create a three-dimensional hologram style, as Leonard Honors has talked about on his show, to present to Dr. Umar Johnson to present their services free of charge. And Dr. Umar Johnson has refused a lot of people that have offered services to him. Now, Lord Jamal, and I'm going to put a picture up here, and I'm going to stay within truth.
Tell the truth.
Because that's what it's all about. Lord Jamal, as I put his picture up here, as I said, he was a brother in the hip hop game who was a part of the brand Nubians. I remember him very well. He had his locks at that time. He brought Umar Johnson onto his podcast, the Godcast as they call it, to interview him, like I said, about as you all know, about the school. And Lord Jamal, I think, was respectful to Umar Johnson. I don't think he tried to set Umar Johnson up. I think he just had legitimate questions. And he tried to tell Dr. Umar Johnson that, don't you think that you will get more people that would support what you were doing if you were more transparent?
Tell the truth.
That's all Lord Jamal was trying to say, is if you were more transparent, Dr. Umar Johnson, you may get more people that would support you. It's the old saying, you get more bees with honey than you do with salt. So Dr. Umar Johnson is content to stick with the ideology that the people who are questioning him are people who are just simply hating on him, people that are simply jealous of him and don't want to see him create a school. What I notice in my analysis of Dr. Umar Johnson is that when you ask him about the school, how long it's going to take or what have you, he begins to do what a lot of people do within our community, which is, I'm going to black shame you, meaning I'm going to shame you by saying I would have the school built if it wasn't for you Negroes. And that's the kind of stuff that's the way he talks, which is very disrespectful. You expect black people, or you want black people to get on board with you, Dr. Umar Johnson. And I didn't really want to have to do this kind of video, but it's just the facts. I've been sitting back watching this for a while, very silent over the years about Umar Johnson. At one point in time, I brought into the Umar Johnson Kool-Aid and supported Dr. Umar Johnson in terms of sending out money. This was way before I got on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And I have long brought into the fact that with this, when this brother came on the scene, and we know him from the Hidden Colors movies, I think where he debuted with Tariq Nasheed in the Hidden Colors. I think the first Hidden Colors series that he was on, I was captivated by him. Dr. Umar Johnson has that certain it that a lot of us black folks are very attracted to, meaning he has the cadence of a preacher. For those of us that are used to that cadence of a preacher. He repeats things 1 time, 2 times, 3 times a lady to drive home his point. He talked about building a school, not using tax dollars, not using what he would call the white man's money, not getting the government involved because they can manipulate and control your curriculum, what you want to teach. And I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Tell the truth.
I agreed with that part of his position. Then he began to say, black people, black folks, I need you to support the school. I need y'all to get on board and make this an effort in which we as black people make this truly happen. And I got to say, I could dig that. I could really dig what Dr. Umar Johnson was putting down, what he was putting out, his cadence and the whole 9 yards, because at that time, it was a brand new concept that this brother, but it wasn't a brand new concept. There's certainly people who have built schools in the past, but I think the concept that he was coming up with was to have a school academy, particularly focusing on black boys, coming from an Afrocentric point of view, as he is a Garveyite, right? The brother is a Garveyite, and I understand what it means to be a Garveyite, what that all means, which is one of the reasons why I understand to a certain degree why Dr. Umar Johnson does not like showing his books, because if you understand anything about Garveyites, and the whole philosophy of it is that you don't disclose information to people who are not within your inner circle, who are not supporting. So he's standing on that Garveyite philosophy, but at the same time, while he takes money from black people that they've donated to him, their hard-earned money, and we have, and in America, black people have no generational wealth. And however, we do waste our money on things that are fruitless, things that we don't need, like Nike shoes and all this other bullshit that we don't really need. I have to agree with that. I have to be on board with that. We spend a lot of money on what we do as black people is that we spend money on what we want.
Tell the truth.
And we beg for what we need. And that's the truth.
Tell the truth.
100% orange juice truth. And so there were black folks that came out, donated money to Dr. Umar Johnson over the years. I can only go with what Dr. Umar Johnson has said out of his own mouth. And what he has said out of his own mouth is that when he was on the Roland Martin program, when Roland Martin was on TV1, Roland Martin grilled him, and he said that I've collected $750,000 so far. That's a lot of money. And Lord Jamal, and I got videos I'm going to show you, Lord Jamal stated to him in that podcast on Lord Jamal's channel, he said, Dr. Umar Johnson, did you properly vet the purchases that you made to make sure that they were beneficial to what you're trying to do? Because in my mind, $750, we could have used that money to buy land and build fresh. But Dr. Umar Johnson said, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm building a school that's unlike no other that's been built. There's nobody within the black conscious community doing what I'm doing. He was very straightforward about saying that. I thought personally that Lord Jamal gave him a pass because Lord Jamal on that show was very professional. He didn't loud talk Dr. Umar Johnson. He didn't get over emotional with Dr. Umar Johnson. He let Dr. Umar Johnson say whatever he wanted to say, but he definitely called to question about the school. He said, how long you been building the school? Now, Dr. Umar Johnson kept saying that the school has been a 6-year process. That's bullshit. It's been a 11-year process, ladies and gentlemen, almost 11 to over 11 years. This is facts. This is truth.
Tell the truth.
Do the research. And during that time, there have been people who have offered Dr. Umar Johnson opportunities. Let me see something right here. There have been people that have offered Dr. Umar Johnson opportunity as I want to see who's in the, what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, is that I wanted to, hang on for a minute. Now I'm having some technical difficulties. Oh, boy. Okay. What I wanted to do, there we go. I wanted to put I'm going to see if I got this thing working on my system. I got another system where I can bring people's messages on board, but I don't think I have that working. So what I got to do is I got to go into, no, let's connect right now. Hang on. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to view. Here we go. Hopefully this will work. What I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm connecting into another part of my system because I want to put people's messages on the board if this thing is going to work, and it's not quite working right now. So I'm going to just keep going with what I'm doing. I wanted to put your thoughts on let me just go back in here and continue what I'm doing. So sorry about that, folks. Sorry for the delay. What I was trying to do was connect my system so that I would be able to put your thoughts on the screen to be able to read exactly what everybody is saying and talking about. And right now, the system is just not giving me that ability right now. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. But back to the point. So there are people that try to assist Dr. Umar in this endeavor, and Dr. Umar has assisted that he knows best. Jamal, Lord Jamal, said to him that, hey, brother, there's so many things that we could vet. He talked to him about his own father-in-law, even though Umar Johnson kept calling his father-in-law his brother. It was his father-in-law, as Umar Johnson in the video, in that podcast, was getting very frustrated with Lord Jamal. So what I'm here to tell you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't know if this school is going to actually get built. It's not been 6 years. It's been 7 years. And Dr. Umar Johnson becomes very upset when he's asked that question. It's a very fair question, simply for this reason. No, he's not breaking anybody's arm to make them give him money, but certainly he is taking money from those of us that live in the community with the faith effort that he's going to build this school. Now, the question is that if you're going to build a school, you're going to need help to build a school. And if you do the math and you use logic, ladies and gentlemen, you really can't build a school on donations alone, because even if you get donations to break ground and build partially a school, when the school opens, you still have to hire teachers. They required to be paid, unless he's thinking that people are going to do this for free. You got to have teachers. You have to have a school counselor. You have to have security. You have to be able to pipe in food and nutritional food to the students in the school. You have to have a nurse on staff. You have to have certain liability licensing. Is he going to be able to get that? That all costs money. Now, as I see it, this is another thing I want to drop on you all. And I know some of you have heard this on Leonard Honor's channel. But the fact of the matter is, when Lord Jamal asked him, did he do proper diligence in picking the right location, the right place for this school, for location of this school, for the appropriate environment that this school is in for the kids that he's bringing into this environment, Dr. Umar Johnson basically was saying, yeah, he did all of that. He did it. He's got the schools. No, you don't got schools. Basically what you have are buildings, Dr. Umar Johnson, that are still in poor condition. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson said that these schools are in great condition. No, they're not. He does not have 8 HVACs, meaning air conditioning, proper air conditioning for the school. Even if he's fixing the school up, painting a little, he's spending time in the gym, painting here, painting there. That is still not enough to make you even be able to pass the inspection. The electricity is not actually operating properly in that building. I got friends, or I have a friend who is a electrical engineer, and he's told me personally from what he has seen from just the video footage of Dr. Umar Johnson in that school and what he has seen footage wise on the screen, that it probably would not pass the mustard when it comes to passing inspection. So before you can open up a school, the school must pass inspection, electrical inspection, heating and plumbing inspection, roofing inspection, solid foundation inspection, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm telling you right now, that school is not going to open, not only because it has taken Dr. Umar Johnson a very long time to really get things going there, is that it's not even going to pass health inspection, electrical inspection, all of that. And I'm going to tell you why it's not going to pass health inspection. And you all can do the research for yourself. This is truth. This is no game, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's not going to pass inspection. And I've got the videos, Lord Jamal clapping back at Dr. Umar Johnson, because after Umar Johnson was on the show, Umar Johnson's been talking about brother Lord Jamal, saying that he's a fool. And Lord Jamal had to clap back, and I got the clap back video tonight, and I got the video clips, short clip video clips of the irritable behavior of Dr. Umar Johnson when he was on Lord Jamal's show. Felt he was very irritating in his behavior, which I found very problematic personally. But let me tell you why it's not going to pass inspection. Dr. Umar Johnson took out of that $750,000 that he has, and I'm not pocket watching. That's the money that people gave him. Guess what? Matter of fact, I can pocket watch, because some of that money, a small minute amount of that money, is from my little small contribution among many other people when I first contributed to him, when I drunk the Kool-Aid before I even came to YouTube about Dr. Umar Johnson. And the fact of the matter is, I do have a right to have my criticism. I do have the right to say what I have to say. And that is, I'm not trying to desecrate this brother, but I'm just staying within the facts. He took $750,000 that he reported on the Roland Martin show, which was on TV One a few years back. That's what Umar Johnson said out of his mouth. I didn't make up that figure out of thin air. And that's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Okay? Dr. Umar Johnson said that out of his own mouth. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson has taken money out of that $750,000, and we don't even know really how much, because he has never shown anybody a proper accounting of the money. That's a problem. And I think that's the reason why Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't want to have other professional black people who have actually volunteered their services to help him. Matter of fact, there was a black man out there some time back who was willing to give him land that he owned free of charge to Dr. Umar to have it built on his land. Dr. Umar did not want any part of that, because if he allows other professionals to come into the inner circle of what he's doing, like any diligent, intelligent person, you want to see what are the numbers. You want to see what is the business plan for this school. You want to see that whatever you invest, it won't be a wasted investment on the community, because why? The school is going to come to fruition. Now, he took this money. He went to Wilmington, Delaware. In an area in Wilmington, Delaware, he says he cares about black boys.
Tell the truth.
He went to an area in Wilmington, Delaware, purchased a school or buildings at a place that used to be a school that went defunct. And what Dr. Umar has failed to come out of his own mouth with and say to the people is that he brought buildings because the other buildings are in poor shape, which is why you always see them in the gym, because that's the most in best shape part of that school, if you can call it a school. Right now, to me, it's just buildings, because it ain't a school. A school means you got kids in there, you got faculty, you got an operating school, you got a lesson plan, you got people operating the school. It's not operating as a school. It's just a building where he wishes to get it up and running. But this is the problem, Dr. Umar Johnson, and ladies and gentlemen out there, thunderously. Why, oh why,
Tell the truth.
would you pick Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, in a area in a community that is high in crime and drug infested? It is he purchased these buildings in a neighborhood that is drug infested. I'm just telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
In a area that has high crime. Why would you want to bring young black males into a high crime area that has not only high crime, but has drug issues? That area, if you go on the map, if you go do your research, it's high crime. Why would you buy it in a high crime area and put young black males at risk? Then on top of that, how many family members are going to be willing to fly across the country to put their kids in a school in an environment that is high crime and high drugs? And then where are the kids going to sleep, Dr. Umar Johnson? Because before, you wanted to purchase some land from I think it was a historical black college or some school that had shut down, and then that fell through, and you didn't get that land because that particular school had boarding houses or had dormitories. So where are the kids going to live? Flying all across the country to Wilmington, Delaware, which is one of the worst neighborhoods and communities that you put this school in. Not to mention this. This is why it's not going to open as well. Remember, I told you it can't pass inspection? If you do your research, ladies and gentlemen, about the soil, the environmental, it's called Environmental Impact Report. If you go online and research the area where those buildings are at that he wishes to have a school, it's a browning area. What does that mean? That means it's got chemicals. They put chemicals in drones and dumps, and they dumped them. And when that building was an active building, they had drones and chemical waste in containers that had to be underneath the ground, which is why the school doesn't have a basement. This is crazy. So if you go online, and it'll give you a map of the environment, and it's called a browning environment. That's another reason why he can't open a school there, ladies and gentlemen, because the only way he can open up a school is that the city of Delaware has to give him the blessing. They have to give an inspection. They have to do an environmental impact report. In the environmental impact report on that particular area where he purchased those schools, it is in bad shape. It won't pass the mustard. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
So Dr. Umar Johnson, I believe what Lord Jamal said. He said, you're the educator, you're the psychologist, you have the documentation, or you have the expertise. So, we think he does, because I know that, Dr. Umar Johnson, the last time he taught at a school as a psychologist was a long time ago in Philadelphia, and he lost his job in Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen, because why? Leonard Honors talks about this, and it's proven it's true. He got booted out of the school because he was giving poor IEPs on the kids. He was giving poor psychological evaluations. He says that he's He has all this experience working with kids. But yet when he was last working in a school, because he says he's a school principal, but yet we've never seen him in a school as a principal, operating as a principal lately, either now or even then, because then when he was working in the district in Philadelphia within their school district, they had to boot him out because he was doing inappropriate or was not doing proper IEP or psychological evaluations of children. Psychological evaluations of children. And I know something about psychology because I work as a therapist. If you don't do those evaluations properly, you can misdiagnose. I'm going to say what happened to Dr. Umar Johnson is that he allegedly misdiagnosed the very kids that he's claiming to you and me that he's an expert on. But yet, how about him answer to why he got booted out of that school in Philadelphia? Answer that question. These are just questions I'm asking because this man touts himself as the greatest since Muhammad Ali when it comes to psychology. Yet I have yet to see anywhere where he was doing psychology documented currently now. And if you are so busy and so sought after, how do you have time to be always on social media, running off their mouth about this, running off their mouth about that? These are just questions that I'm asking. If you care about the black community and particularly black boys, why would you buy some buildings in a very drug and in a violent infested community area on top of the fact that it's a environmentally dangerous environment to have a school in? Why would you want the kids go to that school and even drink that water that's in that particular area? See, why is Dr. Umar Johnson not even considering those factors? And that's what I'm telling you. This is why the school is not going to be opened, even if he was to take in the help that's been offered to him, because you don't have anything functioning in those buildings that would pass an inspection, on top of the fact that the city itself would not allow it to open because they would see it as the environment first as a hazard to the students. And they would also see the environment within the school as not proper for students. And the money that Dr. Umar Johnson would need to get all that fixed would be in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's not a proper school. You're still going to need uniforms, books for the kids. You're going to need food services. You're going to need security. You're going to need to hire teachers. You're going to have to hire school counselors. You're going to have to hire everything that Dr. Umar Johnson would not be able to afford to do, and even donations would not get it at this point in time because of this reason, and you've all heard this. The fact of the matter is, Dr. Umar Johnson owes taxes on those buildings in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. He owes taxes. You still have to pay the taxes on the building before you can operate that building as well. And a tax bill is a coming. A tax bill must be paid. So that's another question. So when you ask yourself, people who would invest in this would want to know these particular questions that Lord Jamal asked Dr. Umar Johnson on his program, because these are very intelligent questions to ask. I want to thank everybody that's here tonight. And while I do that, let me go right ahead while I call off some names right now before I show you these videos. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who do we have here? We got ATF in the house. We got Fly C's in the house. Earl Owens in the house. Golden Melanin in the house. Mr. Black Culture in the house. Who else do we have in the house? We got Over 50 and Fabulous in the house. Thank you for being in the house. Joe is in the house. J-Lo Rich is in the house. D.O.D. is in the house. Black Man is in the house. Appreciate you coming over, Black Man. Jay is in the house. A lot of good folks in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back. This is the Information Man Show. I appreciate you all coming over to listen to what I'm saying tonight, what I got to say. This has been on my mind for quite some time. And don't get me wrong. Look, when Dr. Umar Johnson took on this endeavor, I wanted him to be successful. I'm not looking to see a brother not be successful, a brother not be able to create his dream and help black boys. We need more programs where we can help black boys. We need more programs for black boys to get the help that they need educationally. And Dr. Umar Johnson, to his credit, he does make good points about how they use drugs and Ritalin and how the system, schools attack black boys, misdiagnose them, at the same time deem them as hyperactive and out of control and demonstratize them. He's right about that. But however, what he failed to do is that he failed to tell the public out there that he also made some boo-boos himself. Yes, he did. Dr. Umar Johnson has made boo-boos himself when it comes to his own diagnosis of children, black kids in particular. That's the fact. And so he has to take that L as well when he's bragging about, well, he's the best. No, you lost a job, Dr. Umar Johnson, engaging in trying to practice psychology as a school psychologist, and you made a blundering mistakes, which is why they booted you out of Philadelphia in that school system there. And that's just a fact. Now, this is the thing. When people bring these things up, and I'm saying what I'm saying tonight, Dr. Umar Johnson's only criticism would be that I'm a coon, that I'm hating, that I'm a hater. That's the only thing he can do is that he can shame, right? That's the only thing he can do, but he will never answer the questions to his credibility. He'll just say that that's somebody holding me back. That's somebody trying to derail the progress. No. This is somebody that gave you money a long time ago, and I'm seeing that you call something that you've been doing for 6 years, which is a lie. It's actually been 11 years, and you have not produced very much. What you did is you took money, hard-earned working black people's money, and you invested it in a community that is not a proper community for us to be bringing black young men into. Aren't those supposed to be the communities that we're supposed to be trying to get them out of? Take them into a new environment? But why are we trying to put them back into the same environment that not all of our young black males come from, but some of them may come from? So why we want to put them back into something that's similar to what some of them may come from? Not all, I'm saying some, okay? And why would you buy a school in an area that has environmental problems that could cause them environmental harm, cancers, and all sort of things, allegedly, that could possibly happen? That's a problem. Then Lord Jamal tells Dr. Umar about his father. And let me put this back up here because I'm going to show you the video very soon. So Dr. Umar, it goes on the Godcast, as I said before. And Lord Jamal told Dr. Umar, as you know, I have a father-in-law. My father-in-law has been involved in schools and education for over 30 years. He started off in a small little room, a small little place, starting off his school. And he just kind of built his school up over time. And now he has a huge building. So Lord Jamal is saying that, hey, Dr. Umar, I got somebody that's doing exactly what you're trying to do, but except he's done it. It's been 6 years for you, Dr. Umar. It's what he said on the show, but it's actually 11 years. But my father-in-law did it in about 6 months by starting off small in a small school, which he built up over time. And Dr. Umar Johnson marginalized, underestimate, and undervalued what Lord Jamal was saying when it came to that school, the size of the school, and the approach of what he's doing in the school. And the reason why Lord Jamal was suggesting this to Dr. Umar Johnson is because of the fact that he wants Dr. Umar Johnson to be a winner. He wants Dr. Umar Johnson to be successful, in his endeavor. And Dr. Umar Johnson was sort of like taken back. He got kind of irritable, saying that he don't need nobody help, that he don't need to talk to his father-in-law, that ain't nothing his father-in-law can tell him about a school, even though he has a school and Dr. Umar Johnson has no school.
You are listening to...
Okay, Dr. Umar Johnson has no school. What he has, ladies and gentlemen, is that he has buildings that are not ready to go, whereas Dr. Lord Jamal's father-in-law actually has operating schools. And I think what Lord Jamal was simply trying to say to Dr. Umar is that, hey, he could give you some advice, some pointers, maybe help you. Once again, it shows that Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't really want help from people that have done it, because if he gets involved with real professional people, they're going to now question his school. They're going to question his motives. They're going to say, what's the business plan for the school? What's the budget? What do you have to spend? Let us see the numbers, Dr. Umar Johnson. He doesn't want anybody to see the numbers because Dr. Umar Johnson thinks he's a man on an island by himself, and that somehow he's going to build a school by himself, even though it can't be by himself, because he's asking black folks for money, talking about hit that cash app, hit the cash app, hit the this, hit the that, hit the that, hit the this, and hit the that. And black people have given him the money. But still, it's been 11 years and still there's no results. What we have is buildings in Wilmington, Delaware, that are in bad shape, that are going to need millions of dollars of repair, while Dr. Umar Johnson constantly keeps going on about donate, donate, donate. Why is it? I'm asking the question to everybody in the chat room, and I need you to answer these questions. Why has not Dr. Umar Johnson taken in or been open to being transparent with everybody about his bookkeeping? Why has he not been transparent with being open to allowing people who are professionals as well to assist him in the process? Because from the information that I gathered, he has been refusing people that wish to help him. And that's a fact. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Now what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to show you one of the videos that I want to get to that will open the door to where I'm going tonight. So while I get that video together, here's a little bit of music for your listening pleasure.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the breaking news.
Information is power.
Into fruition, use his resources. So maybe we're feeling like, money is the answer for everything. But sometimes it's our resources. How about, could you donate your time or something to to help instead of the money to fix something. How about y'all come in and donate your time to help build up the school or something like that? You see, it's not always about money. It's about the people that you know. It's about a lot of different things. You know, for $700,000, I feel like maybe we could have got a piece of land and just built from the ground up, and it could have been turned out cheaper. I don't know. We have to look into a lot of things, and this is a big undertaking that I feel like, you know, you might need some help with it, brother. What do you think?
Well, a couple things. I want to deal with your assumption that I might need some help.
Okay.
Most of my friends are educators. Most of my elders are educators and psychologists. That is my field. So it's kind of interesting when someone who's expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to...
Okay, so let me stop it right there. Dr. Umar Johnson is talking about he's an expert. He says this throughout that interview, ladies and gentlemen, where he continues to repeat that he's an expert and that he has friends that are teachers and educators and that have schools. My question is, where are all these people to help him build his school? I've never seen Dr. Umar Johnson, when he's at that school, say, hey, this is such and such who's a principal of a school. This is such and such that runs a school already. If you know all these people that are doing what Lord Jamal is saying that his father-in-law was doing, who you kept saying was his brother, that showed that you wasn't paying any attention to what he was saying, and that's the facts. Then where are the so-called experts as you put yourself up as being an expert and those people as experts? Where are these folks in the involvement of your school? Why is it taking 11 years if you already have such experts and you claim to be an expert yourself when Lord Jamal's father has his father-in-law created a school starting at the very ground level in 6 months and has now built his school up over 30 years into big buildings, a school that has operating plumbing, a school that has operating air conditioning, a school that has a damn working roof, a school that's not in ill repair, a school that is not in an area that is a browning area with environmental hazards, Dr. Umar Johnson. Let's take this back and play this again a little bit. I'm just playing it back a little bit. Here we go.
Most of my elders are educators and psychologists. That is my field. So it's kind of interesting when someone who's an expert in something, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to the detractors who say I can help him with that. This is
I think they talk about the real estate part of it. You're an educator, but not a real estate guy. You see,
but we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose the right?
Let me stop it right there. He says his attractors. These are not people that are his attractors. These are people who have said that they are willing to help Dr. Umar Johnson build this school up. These are people that are willing to assist Dr. Umar Johnson in this process. These are not people that are attractors. If they were attractors, why would they be wanting to help him? The problem is Dr. Umar Johnson won't allow other people who are professionals who want to donate their services to him. He don't, because why? Because he'll have to show the books, or he'll have to be accountable to having other black people partner. He says he doesn't want to deal with white folks, that he doesn't want to take the money from the system. But if you got black people who are willing to work with you to make your dream come to true fruition, then why would you shy away or call them detractors or haters when these people are not coming out hating on you? Let's continue this again once more, shall we? Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
This is
I think they talk about the real estate part of it. You're an educator, but not a real estate guy. You see,
but we already have the real estate, so that's not even an issue.
Right, but did we choose the right real estate? Did we take the money and do the?
No, he didn't, ladies and gentlemen. Hell to the no.
Tell the truth.
Hell to the no. Lord Jamal said, did you choose the right real estate? See, Lord Jamal is thinking with critical thinking skills, which is one of the most important things that you can have, ladies and gentlemen, critical thinking skills. That you choose the right school, the right location, the right buildings, the right environment. Did you choose the right? He said certainly he did. No, he didn't. He chose schools in a dangerous community with high homicide rates, high drug use, high crime. On top of the fact that he chose a neighborhood, purchased buildings in an environment that is toxic to one's health. And to be sure, folks, you can look into this for yourself. The city of Delaware is considering, or was considering before he purchased these buildings, to destroy the buildings and make it a parking lot area because the soil and all the other environmental impact issues are a problem. Go online and Google environmental impact report in that area. I've seen it. So Dr. Umar, all due respect to you, brother, you chose poorly.
Tell the truth.
You took money that black folks gave you, freely gave you because they believed in you, and you chose poorly in your real estate. That's what Lord Jamal's talking about. You might have the expertise in your psychology in schools or what have you, which I really doubt, to be honest with you, because of the reason why he lost his job in Philadelphia, misdiagnosing young students. But that's a whole nother story there. Do your research on that, folks. But he did not choose right because Dr. Umar Johnson, just like Lord Jamal said, is not a real estate man. He's not really a good businessman. He's a hype man. He's a motivator. He can hype up the money. He can get you excited about Egypt and Egyptology and history. He's got the gift of gab. He's got the preacher cadence. He feels good, looks good, makes us feel good because he says things that resonate inside of our hearts emotionally. The same damn thing that preachers do. Same thing that, what do you call that? These jack-o'-lantern preachers do. He's doing the same thing that jack-o'-lantern preachers do. Get us caught up in our emotions, our feelings, how we feel. I'm talking about jack-o'-lantern preachers.
Jack-o'-lantern preachers.
That's what jack-o'-lantern preachers do to us.
Jack-o'-lantern preachers.
They get us emotionally focused on them, make themselves the center of attention. We give our money and give our penance to them because we believe in them. We believe in the cause. And all they got to do is talk pro-black, act pro-black, have the colors with the red, the green, and the yellow and all that good stuff and get us all emotionally because black people, we are caught up in what I call, quite simply, ladies and gentlemen, symbolism.
Jack-o'-lantern preachers.
Let's get back to this now.
Best fiduciary thing with the money.
Brother, I just told you that the schools that we got was a $13 million project 9 years ago in excellent shape. We got a steal for that campus. It was a steal. It was the best thing I could have possibly got. I have no regrets. Okay. See, that's when we start feeding into the lies. That's why you got to come see the school, my
Dr. Umar Johnson says that it was a good school. It's not in bad repair. It's not in bad shape. That's a lie. If you look at any of the video footage of him in that school, the school is in poor shape. What I'm saying is, obviously, he brought the school used, as they would say, like a used car. So obviously, yes, if you buy buildings that are used, that are not in good shape, yeah, you got to fix some things up. But what I'm telling you is that Dr. Umar Johnson could have had this school ready to go a long time ago had he been willing to take on other people who were willing to donate their services to help him get this school going. But he does not want to do that. Instead, he wants to call everybody who's questioning his motives, questioning his business sense, his real estate sense. He's calling them haters. He's calling them, the coons and all that kind of nonsense. That's just his way of not wanting to deal with those questions. That's just his way of not wanting to deal with real, legitimate questions. And I want to tell you to everybody in the chat room, peace to you. We got Joe in there. Everybody that's listening that I have not been able to shout everybody out, thank you for coming over to the Information Man Show. I hope you subscribe and keep supporting the program. I don't normally always do this type of content because this kind of content, I don't like having to call out a brother. I don't like having to put somebody on Front Street. And make sure you subscribe to the show. I don't like having to do something like that. It's not really my cup of tea, but truth is truth. And we just got to be honest about this situation. Let's continue the rest of this video.
Brother,
Absolutely.
And see it for yourself, because you have people telling you that the school ain't in good shape. The school is in excellent shape.
That's
which is
not
why
true.
we're in the office for it now. It's in excellent
that's
shape,
not true.
brother. The
Not
classrooms don't even have to be touched. We just have to fix the electrical system, the HVAC system, and the plumbing system. So I don't need help with the real estate. We were blessed with that campus. You understand?
He's not being honest, folks.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
All right. Dr. Umar Johnson is not being honest, folks, about what he's talking about. He's being not an honest broker at all. The schools are not in great shape. The environment, as I'm going to keep saying over and over again to everybody out there, the environment is in bad shape. The outside environment, the soil, and the inside this school has a lot of issues. And I'm just simply saying that Lord Jamal was right in his assessment that did you pick the right school? Did you pick the right buildings, the right area? And I'm here to tell you that Dr. Umar Johnson did not do his due diligence properly, because it's an example of, again, what I just said before, and which is that you can't be a man on an island to yourself. You can't take on the world by yourself without any assistance, without any people who have expertise in an area that you have no expertise in. And Dr. Umar Johnson is a cautionary tale of what you should not do, which is to take on so much, to bite on so much that you can't chew all the way down, and then to make promises that you never come up to. I don't know how many times over the years that Dr. Umar Johnson has promised this and that. Oh, we're going to have this. Oh, we're going to have that. He has a great imagination for the things that he wants to do, but a lot of times it doesn't happen. How many times he's claimed he's going to have this book come out, he's going to have that, and people pay their money and they're still waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So what I'm saying is that he procrastinates a lot. And part of that procrastination is that he's trying to chew more than he can bite and eat down the throat. And he's taking on more than he can. And he just needs to come out and be honest and say, look, I need help. But Dr. Umar Johnson has never really done that. Also, he's never really been completely honest about the money, the donations, in terms of how much he really has, how much he's really been spent. He'll just hide behind, only my supporters know that. Well, I was a supporter of Dr. Umar Johnson at one point in time, and I don't know shit. I'm going to say it again. I was a supporter of Dr. Umar Johnson at one time, and I don't know squitly. Nothing.
Tell the truth.
Because he does not really tell everybody what's really going on. He makes a lot of promises. I'm going to do this. We're going to do that. All these promises. All you got to do, brother, is focus on the school. Part of the problem with this narcissism of Dr. Umar Johnson is that he wants to be able to build this school and make it this big old giant school so that he can get all the credit while he's alive now. When in fact, when you look at historical black colleges or schools that black people have created, most of the people who built the schools started in a one house room, Morehouse. All these historical black colleges, they started in a room. They started in a one room house, a 2-room house. And then over time, they built themselves up. And the founders of those universities, most of them are not alive to see how big the schools have become compared to what they were when they first were created. Dr. Umar Johnson, he wants all the love, all the showering, all the attention, all the I did it, all the attention, I'm the one. The narcissism is a problem. I work in psychology myself. Narcissism is a big problem because a narcissist is a person who only is focused on themselves. They don't care about other people. Other people are just ants to them. The narcissists are all self-absorbed into themselves. They never see themselves. No, they never see any fault in themselves, but they find fault in everyone else. They project. They engage in projection, counter projection, all these things, meaning they blame people for their shortcomings. So when Dr. Umar Johnson is questioned on shows like Roland Martin and other programs over the years, he will always say, well, I would have had these schools open if it wasn't for black people or what he called Negroes not giving me enough money. Nobody is obligated to give you anything, Dr. Umar Johnson. Only people that's no one's obligated. People gave you the money out of the kindness of their hearts, not because they were obligated. And there are certainly other people out there who actually do have schools, and it hasn't taken them 11 years. How much longer is it going to take? 12 years, 15 years? What are we talking about here? Now, let me get into the next video, folks, for you to certainly hear. Let's get into the next video. And this is the video where Dr. Umar Johnson gets even nastier when Lord Jamal breaks down about his father-in-law. He explained to Dr. Umar Johnson very extensively what his father-in-law went through in the process of building a school to get to where he is after 30 years to have what he has now. But Dr. Umar Johnson didn't seem to really care about what Lord Jamal was saying. He didn't have no relevance for it. He didn't say, hey, yeah, give me your father-in-law's number. Let's work together. I would love to get his expertise, get his information so that I can incorporate that. He didn't say anything. It was all about me, I. That's a narcissist. It's all about the I. It's me. Nobody is building what I'm doing. Nobody is doing. It's always the I. I noticed that Dr. Umar Johnson speaks in the I all the time. It's always me. You can't build anything with a selfish attitude like that. So let's go at it right now. And let me give a clap to everybody in the chat room who's come over rocking with me this late night right now. Thank you. And here, get ready for the video. Here we go.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Here it comes, folks. Here comes the breaking news.
Information is power.
Kudos to that brother.
Yes, sir.
What I'm doing ain't that. I want to be absolutely clear. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy will be America's first school based off the principles of Pan-African nationalism and international economics. That's not what I'm doing, brother. I have a totally different concept from him. You understand? So if
the concept could be different, but the implementation of how
but
it's
I don't
put.
need his help implementing, brother, because I'm a certified school psychologist and a certified school principal who's experienced, who got a whole cadre of educators. See, y'all keep making these things. He needs to talk. No, I don't. Y'all don't know who I got. I got everything.
Why is somebody, you have all these credentials, then why is this man who we don't know was able to put his school together in a few months, and it's taken you 6 years, brother?
6 years. is nothing for school.
Let me stop it right there, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, him becoming very irritable. Now, where this video began, Lord Jamal was explaining to Dr. Umar Johnson how his father-in-law started his journey in building his school. That's where you hear Dr. Umar Johnson saying kudos to that brother. And I'm going to play it back from the beginning, saying kudos to the brother. But then he's saying that I'm the expert. I'm a certified school. Dr. Umar Johnson hasn't been teaching in any schools in God knows how long. He has been no principal, and look, he got booted out of the Philadelphia school system because of misdiagnosing children. A man who keeps saying that he's the best damn child psychologist. You see what I'm saying, folks?
Tell the truth.
So if you're such the expert, Dr. Umar Johnson, why is it that a brother, as Lord Jamal is saying, his father-in-law isn't a quote-unquote expert like you, but he was able to get a school off the ground in 6 years? And I'm going to show you, I'm going to read from his website. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the website for his father-in-law in the chat room so that y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Do you know that Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't even have a proper website?
Tell the truth.
For his FDMG academy that he's trying to create? Where is the website? And furthermore, why would you not have a website where people can read the mission statement? People can read the faculty that you plan to hire, all these different things. These are questions that professionals would ask for from Dr. Umar Johnson that he doesn't want anybody asking him, which is the reason why Dr. Umar Johnson has not taken in professionals. I want y'all, mods, spread that link around in the chat room. That's the link to the Trey Whitfield School, which is the school that is owned by Lord Jamal's father-in-law, who's been in the business of education for over 30 years. While Dr. Umar keeps participating, pondering to us that he's the expert, but yet he has no track record to show for it in terms of where's his school at? Where's the track record of him being this brilliant principal? And if Dr. Umar Johnson was a principal, this is the magic question, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to sprinkle the magic for all you to hear right now. Here it goes. Wah, wah. Here's the magic right here. If Dr. Umar Johnson has so much magic when it comes to building these schools, I want to know, where is the magic? Where is his record as a principal? Where? Why are you not a principal still, Dr. Umar Johnson? Why are you not working in a particular school right now? Or why are you not a contractor to a school? Because you can either work in a school or be a contracted psychologist to a school. Why are you not working in a school district right now as a contracted psychologist to evaluate students? Why are you not working in a black-oriented type school right now as a hired psychologist? Why are you not a principal of a school right now, even before you started this project? Because he got booted out of the Philadelphia school district. He can't work there. Remember, his license got brought under question, and he tried to blame that on everybody's coming down on me. It's the coons out there. No, it's because your credibility is very, very questionable, Dr. Umar Johnson, to say the least. It is very, very questionable. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get on back to this video again so we can finish it up where we left off at. This is just questions I want people in the chat room to ponder as I bring this up. So once again, Lord Jamal explains everything about his father-in-law. And what did Dr. Umar Johnson do? He shitted on the whole thing. He shitted on it and just said, "Oh, I don't need your father-in-law. He ain't nothing. He ain't." Let's just hear it again. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Kudos to that brother.
Yes, sir.
But what I'm doing ain't that. I want to be absolutely clear. The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy will be America's first school based off the principles of Pan-African nationalism and international economics. That's not what I'm doing, brother. I have a totally different concept from him. You understand?
I understand that you have a different concept, Dr. Umar Johnson, but even if you got a different concept, what that got to do with the fact that Lord Jamal's father-in-law could possibly give you some advice on what you're venturing into since he's been there. See, it ain't about what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying. It's not about whether his concept is different from Dr. Umar Johnson's concept, Lord Jamal's father-in-law. It's about the fact that Lord Jamal's father-in-law has tried and true experience putting together a school over 33 years or more. And Dr. Umar Johnson just doesn't want to be willing to take advice from someone who might know a little more than he knows. Even if his concept is to have a Pan-African school, that's great. But give a brother an opportunity to probably help you, Dr. Umar. You can't do all this by yourself. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's go back to this video once more.
So if
The concept could be different, but the implementation of how
but I
it's
don't
put.
need his help implementing, brother, because I'm a certified school psychologist and a certified school principal who's experienced, who got a whole cadre of educators. So y'all keep making these things. He needs to talk. No, I don't. Y'all don't know.
This is the problem with Dr. Umar Johnson. He keeps focusing on the fact that he's an educator. I get that. Yes, you are an educator, brother. But just because you're an educator and you, according to you, have some experience as a principal, I don't know where, that doesn't mean that you necessarily understand the real estate business. Purchasing schools or a building to turn into school, that's real estate. You may have the expertise of being an educator, but that does not make you have expertise in the business part of this project. That's what Lord Jamal was trying to tell your knuckle-headed self. But that's the problem with our people sometimes. We get so, remember when you were a kid, your mama would say, you hard-headed. Dr. Umar Johnson is hard-headed. And that's why when you hard-headed, you make a lot of mistakes along the way and you make a lot of boo-boos and hoo-boos, and that's just the damn truth.
Tell the truth.
Let's get back to this right now.
Who I got? I got
Then
everything.
why is somebody, you have all these credentials, then why is this man who we don't know was able to put his school
I don't
together
know
in a
his
few
story, and I've
months
never been
and it's
to the
taken you
school.
6 years,
I've never
brother?
6 years is nothing for a school. I can show you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to correct that. It has not been 6 years. It's been 11 years, almost over 11 years, and Dr. Umar Johnson still has not got this school. What Dr. Umar Johnson is doing right there is what we call, how can I say this? I learned this a long time ago. There's a thing called excuses. Excuses. Excuses are tools of the incompetent, and those that use excuses seldom succeed, often do not succeed. Dr. Umar Johnson has a lot of excuses for this and for that, and I'm the expert, and Lord Jamal asked a legitimate question. If you're the expert and you already got experts working with you, why is it taking you 6 years, which really is 11 years? And why is it that my father-in-law was able to get his school off the ground in less time than that? And Dr. Umar Johnson, his only excuse that he uses is that, brother, some schools take a decade to be made. And that's bullshit, Dr. Umar Johnson. The problem with you is that excuses are tools of the incompetent, and those that use them seldom succeed. And that's why you have not succeeded in finishing and getting this school off the ground, because you want to be a one-man show. You don't want to allow other people to help you who are experts as well, people who have volunteered their services, but you have refused. And when I say volunteer, I'm not talking about people who he's got up there in Wellington that are painting on the wall where he's got women. You notice he's got mostly women Doesn't have too many men up there helping him paint that school or paint those buildings and do repairs here and there. He's got the majority of females, using females as labor. He doesn't have a lot of guys rocking with him because men, we operate in logic, and we know that we can see through Dr. Umar Johnson's bullshit. So when you go and you see those videos where he has people painting and people outside cutting grass, that's not building a school. Cutting grass and painting, that's ancillary things. That's not cutting the mustard. That's ancillary. Anybody can paint some walls. Those are people that believe in Dr. Umar Johnson, that assist him, but they're not the professionals. They're not the people who are contractors. They're not the people that can give him HVAC, right? There was somebody out there that wanted to give him free of charge, was going to take the time out of their life to put proper air conditioning in those buildings, or that building. And he didn't want to take it because it would require him to show the damn business plan. So the people that you see in the videos with him helping him at the school, those are not the professionals. Those are not the people that's really going to hold him accountable because they're investing something in this themselves, such as their free services that they would normally charge boohoo money for. Let's get back to this. This is the goddamn truth tonight. Like I said, let's get back to it. Truth.
Tell the truth.
And let's get back.
10 charter schools where the money is coming from the state, and it took them almost a decade to get open, brother. You don't open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. I don't care to know it.
Why not, though? If it could be helpful to you, why wouldn't you care to know it if it could be helpful to you?
Brother,
let me stop it right there. As you can see, Lord Jamal was patient with him. He was humble with Dr. Umar Johnson. And Dr. Umar Johnson basically pissed on his father-in-law by saying, I don't care to know your father-in-laws. That's what I mean when I say Dr. Umar Johnson's not looking to get no professional help. He's not looking to get people who know exactly what's going on when it comes to building schools. He may get some of the folks that donate to him, that drink his Kool-Aid, like some of the ladies that follow him, that are enamored by him, and he can fool those folks because they don't really know what it is like to build a school. They don't know what it's like. They don't understand real estate, because if they did, they would know that what Umar Johnson is doing doesn't make any sense. So he's got people up there rocking with him who have no understanding of how you put projects together like this. But the people that who understand this, he don't want those people anywhere near what he's doing. That's why he's minimizing, underestimating, and marginalizing the importance of Lord Jamal's father-in-law. I'm going to put this back on here and bring it right back again to when Dr. Umar Johnson says, I don't care to know anything about what your father-in-law has done successfully. This is some pure bull crap from Dr. Umar Johnson. Let me bring it back just a little bit because I want you to hear what he said. And here we go.
Open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it.
It's not his brother, it's his father-in-law.
Why not, though? If it could be helpful to you, why wouldn't you care to know it if it could be helpful to you?
Brother, I have friends who own schools. Do you understand that?
So once again, if he has friends that own schools, why would he not have those friends there? Because he doesn't. Let's hear this again.
Brother, you don't open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. Let
me play that one more time. Let's play it again. He said, I don't care to know. He said, I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. Why would you not care to know another black man's story who's done the same thing and has done it, and you have not done it successfully, but he has, Dr. Umar Johnson? Why? Hear this again.
You don't open up a school in a year or two. I don't know your brother's story, and I don't care to know it. I don't care to know it.
Why not, though? If it could be helpful to you, why wouldn't you care to know it if it could be helpful to you?
Brother, I have friends who own schools. Do you understand that?
All right, where's your friends, Dr. Umar Johnson? Where are your friends?
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
I want to thank everybody that's here. Once again. All right, we got Johnny Swanee's Foot. We got the real Aaron Collins in the house. Earl Owens, Bourne is in the house. ATF is in the house. C's is in the house. Everybody that's in the house, thank you for coming through again and being a part of this. I got another video for you, so don't go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. A clap to everybody again. Unbelievable. Dr. Umar Johnson. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not. I definitely would appreciate that, baby. I definitely would, everybody. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. And definitely thank you for watching again and comment. Oh, yes. Now, what I want to tell you, these are some of the social medias that you can find me on, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go, right there. You can find the Information Man Show on Facebook. You can find the Information Man Show on IG. And you can find the Information Man Show on Twitter. Yeah. Tell the truth.
Information is power.
All right. And make sure you watch, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Peace to everybody in the chat room that's come through. I know there's people in the chat room that I know. I know I have not been able to call a lot of names out more consistently, but I'm on a roll here, and I want to stay focused on the content that I'm talking about right now. But I really appreciate all of you out there for watching the Information Man Show. Once again, I don't normally do these types of videos like this where I call someone out, but I had to. I've been sitting back for a long time, observing on the YouTube streets what's been going on centered around Dr. Umar Johnson, watching what he's been doing from afar, and I got some problems with it. Now, this is the thing. Like I said before earlier, I would love nothing but for Umar Johnson to be able to be successful and make this school become a reality. I'll be the first to say I was wrong if that happens, but it has not happened, and there's been a lot of stagnation in between the years that he has promised this and promised that, promises many times never kept. And that's a serious problem, because you're playing around with black people's emotions and their feelings about you opening up a school and them being 100% behind you. So I'm going to say again, I still hope that he can make this happen, but I highly doubt it, because he's not allowing himself to get help from other professional people who have offered their services for him free of charge. I know for a fact, Leonard Honest was talking about this on his channel, that there's a brother out there who's very gifted, who has graphical skills, who wanted to create a website for Dr. Umar Johnson, professional website, and give a graphic breakdown of what the school would look like. This guy has three-dimensional graphic design skills, and Dr. Umar Johnson turned this brother down. People that have sent him emails saying that, hey, this is my skill set, I like to help you, and he never get a holler back from Dr. Umar Johnson. So the question is, does Dr. Umar Johnson really want to open up a school, or does he really not want to open up a school? That's the question. And Lord Jamal was well within his right to question Dr. Umar, but you saw in just the little small clips that I showed you tonight that Dr. Umar Johnson got very angry in that interview. He got irritable. His glasses were getting foggy in the inside. He was getting very belligerent. Didn't really want to answer questions. It was all about blaming it on, all he does is blame. This is a man that talks about white supremacy and about what we should be aware of white society. But at the same time, most of the time, he spends most of his time battling and fighting with black people who are questioning, where is this going, Dr. Umar Johnson? Where is the school going? Can you give us a plan of where things are going? How long is it really going to take? I believe that Dr. Umar Johnson really came out and was honest and said, you know what, folks, I can't get this school open as soon as those dates that I gave you. If he would stop giving us all these dates and just be honest and say, I don't really know when this school is going to be open because it's really in bad shape. We need all the help we can get to fix these buildings so that it can become a school. No, instead, he gives you a delusion that it is a school when it's not. There is no faculty there. There are no kids. And at the same time, how is he going to pay the faculty that's supposed to work there? Are they supposed to work for free? Because he's never said this is going to be a school where people work for free. How do you operate? How does the school gain its revenue? You got to gain revenue. So you got to pay people. You got to have a school nurse. You got to have all these things. How is he going to do that if he can't get basic things working, such as AVACs, proper plumbing, roofing that's got issues, all sorts of things, because he brought a property or properties that he felt was a steal when it actually was a lemon. He got a lemon. Just like when you buy a used car, the car looks nice on the outside, but when you get inside, you start trying to play around with that car, you realize, man, the engine is messed up. The transmission is jacked up. Oh my God, I've got a lemon here. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson has done. He has purchased lemons. And he's trying to make lemon juice out of something that he can't squeeze the juice out of because it's just not working. It's not proper. And he needs help, but he doesn't want to get the help that he really needs because it's all about the ego that he's driven by, ladies and gentlemen. And so because of that ego, he got on social media and he disrespected Jamal, Lord Jamal. He disrespected him. He called Lord Jamal a fool. And Lord Jamal had to clap back at Dr. Umar Johnson and say, you know what? I was trying to be cool with this dude. I was trying to give him some life. But Dr. Umar Johnson's just taking me there, and I'm sick of it now. And I'm about to show you the 11-minute video, full video of Lord Jamal going in on Dr. Umar Johnson, exposing him just as he was inadvertently exposed when he came on Lord Jamal's program, the Godcast. And I want to say shout out again to brother Lord Jamal, because I think he's a stand-up act, and I'm going to give him a clap.
Tell the truth.
I think he's a stand-up act. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I shout out to that brother. But Dr. Umar Johnson, what I have to say about this brother is that I, for the most part, was really hoping that he would live up to what he was trying to do. I think Dr. Umar Johnson just needs to come clean, tell black people that he's made some mistakes. The school is not going to open maybe anytime soon because of A, B, and C, the repairs to the buildings, as I said before. I think Dr. Umar Johnson should come clean and tell the folks that he might have spent more money than he expected. He might have mishandled some of the money. I think if Dr. Umar would come clean, that black people overall are the most forgiving people on this earth.
Tell the truth.
We are some of the most forgiving people. If he just came to Jesus, not white Jesus, black and just admitted that he has made some mistakes, I think black people would still forgive him and rock with him. But because of his narcissistic personality and his egotistic attitude, in his I'm going to go it alone, I'm my own man, I'm a Garveyite, I ain't got to tell you nothing, because it's the coons that are just talking about me. Because of that attitude, we are where we are today with Dr. Umar Johnson in that school over a number of years, not 6 years, but now 11 years and counting on up. That's what's really going on, ladies and gentlemen.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
I must tell the truth. That's what this channel is all about. It is about truth, and I'm going to tell it. Now for the last finale video. It is the video, 11-minute video. It is a treat, ladies and gentlemen. It is Lord Jamal putting Dr. Umar Johnson in his place and letting him know he is tired of the bull crap. It is time. How can I say this? Let's get ready to rumble!
Remember those days, those L's, I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, fake games, staying B-side.
Information now is power.
I don't need that energy around me.
Lord Jamal!
You're so cloudy. I wake up,
Tell the
girl, you're
truth.
so grouchy. Please get from around me. When the truth don't work, you start telling lies. Thought you were down to ride, you weren't down to ride. Caught switching, you were picking sides.
Lord Jamal!
Cause I'm tired of this bitch ass nigga. He gonna keep bringing up my fucking name. You gonna keep up bringing my name? Making new videos when I gave you a pass and all this type of shit? Nah, bro. You ain't gonna keep bringing my name. Yeah. I'm about to do a locks dip set on your motherfucking ass. The fuck out of here, motherfucker. You out of your motherfucking mind. Baba Tunde or whatever the fuck you think your name is. Oh man, get up in here, y'all, so I can tell y'all about this bitch ass nigga. Alright, yes, his scamming ass. So, listen, so I don't know how long ago this was. I want to say like 6 months ago, maybe. It was a while ago, though. I invited Dr. Umar, who I was an actual fan of. I invited him to come on the Godcast. Now, he might have thought that he was going to come on there and I was just going to let him, use my platform to promote whatever he want to promote, to do his spiel, And although the brother says a lot of good shit, concerning black people and all that, he says a lot of good stuff. When it comes to him having this school that he keeps talking about, this Marcus Garvey Frederick Douglass school, there was a lot of people that had questions about it, including myself. And when people knew that he was going to come on my show, they wanted answers, as did I. Now, also when he came on my show, he didn't know that my father-in-law has already done what the fuck he's trying to do. He already started a school. He's had his own school in Brooklyn now for damn near 36 years, some crazy shit like that. Okay? But he started at levels and all this type of shit. And he did it with much less money. This man supposedly had $750,000 that he got from the black community over 6 years, and has opened nothing. So I brought him on my show to try to get some answers, also to offer him resources. I spoke to my father-in-law prior to that, told him he was coming on. My father-in-law said, listen, if he wants some help, if he'd like to sit down and have a conversation, I'm willing to tell him what to basically share his knowledge and his resources, because now my father-in-law is the type that this man's able to, his fundraising, he's able to get a couple million a year. Every year he's getting funds like that, and not from no, government agencies and all that, from donors and shit like that. Black people. This is a black school we talking about. So I offered assistance. You can go watch the show. It's got plenty of views. Basically, Umar got on my show and acted like an asshole. And acted like he don't want no help. He don't need no help. And he ain't gonna give no answers if you're not a donor. That's the fucking attitude he gave. And basically, he ended up playing himself on my show. I didn't attack the man or nothing like that, but he got real defensive, and he's still butthurt to this day. Out you again, God. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, and he sends me the link, and I'm like, this nigga Umoist is talking about me again? Like, yo, I'm not the one, Brody. Cut this shit out. Cut your losses while you can. Because I'm telling you, if you try to reply to this video and talk some bullshit, it's not going to be good for you, bro. Just leave it at this. Okay? Just leave it at this. You the one out here making videos, so I'm just replying to your video. Okay? Now I'm telling you, shut the fuck up. Okay? And keep my name out your mouth. Okay? The only way you're going to shut people up is by actually putting out a school, Umar Johnson.
Tell the truth.
That's the only way.
Tell the truth.
Other than that, everybody's going to be looking at you with a side eye, thinking that you a scamming ass nigga. Okay? Because you took too much money for too long. I asked my father-in-law, I said, from the time you wanted to make a school, you had the idea of making a school, and from the time you actually put it into implementation, how long did it take you? You know what he told me, y'all? A few months.
A damn
few
shame.
Months.
Damn shame.
Tell the
Because he
truth.
wasn't trying to get no giant ass building. He knew he had to start somewhere. So he started with 3 trailers that were in the back of a old church or some shit like that. Okay? Did that for like 15 years before he was able to get the type of building that he got now. Now he got like a 5-6 story building. Some shit that cost a few million. And the way he did that was gangster. I brought him on my show. I brought people like Q Butter on my show. Young brother from BK. Shout out to the Ziox Institute.
That's right,
Who
Ziox.
started his own school.
Q Butter.
Had another young brother, 21 years old. What's his name? Sergeant or... Man, I forget the young brother's name. But I had a show with at least 4 or 5 people after I brought Umar on, brought them on the show to show and prove this could be done. It don't take no fucking 6 years. You had way more money and way more time to do this, sir. And you failed to deliver. So you either fucked the money off, or you got robbed and you embarrassed to let it be known. Motherfucker, you gonna have to come clean. You're gonna have to come clean. It would be better for you to say, you know what? I took this money, but the shit got away from me, y'all. My intentions were good. I feel horrible, but I lost a lot of the people's money. And at some point, I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. You know, he's saying shit 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? So,
Tell the truth.
do one of those. Tell the people that you honestly feel horrible for fucking off the money. And now here's what's going to happen, though. People's going to be like, either forgive you, but be like, all right, but we're not trusting you with no more money, bro. Like, obviously, you're not the one to give us the money, to give the money to. You might have the curriculum, but you might not be the one to actually deal with the finances of building and procuring the school. Once we got the school, that's when we should call your ass in. But you, sir, don't seem to be a good real estate developer. Yeah. You don't seem to be a good flipper. You're supposed to flip it, not flop it. Don't flop it, flip it. You flopping right now. We need a flip. I know people that went out to the school, the school that you supposedly bought out in Delaware. It's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. And what's crazy is, I want you to win. I wanted you to win. This is why I tried to offer some assistance. But you acted like the bitch ass nigga. You the one that acted like, I don't need no help. I know people
Tell the truth.
Will thank you. I don't need your brother's help. After I told you multiple times it was my father-in-law. You're non-listening.
Father-in-law, that's right.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Tell the truth. Information is power.
Tell the truth.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I hope that you all got something out of this particular video tonight. Just so you know, because Dr. Umar Johnson was trying to minimize and underestimate and undervalue the power of Lord Jamal's father-in-law, I put a link in the chat room. I want y'all to check out the Winfield School. I'm going to read off as soon as I put this link in there, and you'll see me put the link in there in just a moment here. I'm turning my head here. Let me put the link in there several times. And that gives you a chance to look at what his father-in-law is actually doing in real time. And what I want to do is go over what the school is doing right now, just to give you a summary. So while how can I say this? While Dr. Umar Johnson says, I don't care, I don't need to know about your father-in-law. He kept calling him his brother. that shows that Dr. Umar Johnson has a lot of wax in his ear because Lord Jamal made it clear that it was his father-in-law, not his brother. And so let me just read to you what Lord Jamal's father-in-law is involved in. So right here, and I'm going to look something up right here. Give me a minute, and we're almost near the conclusion of this video. Thank you for hanging with me this late night. I really appreciate that. So right here, they are teaching technology. Where technological and sharp mind meet. They are Winfield School, national, re-owned earlier. They have pre-K programs. They're promoting diversity within the school. Let me see what else they got going here. There was something else that I wanted to say. They got pre-K programs. And it was something else. They have an arts program, heavy academic program. They have a missions program. They have a financial assistance for you to get into this school. And the makeup of this school appears to be, from what I can see, mainly black children. There are other kids there of other races, but it's heavy duty in black population in this particular school. So let me see. I'm gonna go back over here. So it's the Whitner School. There is a website which I put in the chat room. You can go a little bit deeper into because the website's very thorough. But there's something that I wanted to look at here. And let me just show you. Let me just say it right here. This is what Dr. Umar Johnson needs to realize when it comes to schools like this. And it says here, since 2004-2005 school year, Tread Winfield School has been in the current location. This fully remodeled 5-story building provides students with comfortable atmosphere for learning. Children attend school are ethnically representatives of the area. 98% are African American. Since the move to the new location, the school, this is in New York area, ladies and gentlemen, the school's Hispanic population has doubled and is expected to continue to grow. Most students come from a hardworking household where one or both parents work some time or more than one job. Like you said, 98% of the students that go here are black. There are Hispanic students that are in the school. I know Dr. Umar is saying his concept is to have a only black school only. I get it. But this school does have a majority of black students in it. The professional trained staff, Dr. Umar Johnson, you need to listen to this. Get this through your head. The professionally trained staff has developed a character based on academic advancement, curriculum, and the scope and sequence curriculum stress literacy fundamentals such as the development of strong writing, reading, and math skills. At the same time, the school encourages that students to thrive for academic excellence in all their areas. Part of the school mission is to develop the love for learning. As part of the New York Department of Education accreditation, students take an annual academic test in which they score in the top 15% of all students in New York. So this school is achieving, run by a black man, started by a black man, mostly black students in New York. The school high attendance rates are also indicated of institution that is successful at establishing and maintaining high standards. There are no loud noises. The kids are out of control and graffiti on the walls. See, this is a school that has a controlled environment, not like the environment that Dr. Umar just brought into in Willington, Delaware. Willington, Delaware. I can never say that right. Okay, my boo-boo. But Dr. Umar Johnson brought a school that that's in a bad neighborhood that has environmental problems and hazards, on top of the fact that it has drug issues and it's an environmental hazard. He bought a school. Whereas Lord Jamal's father-in-law brought a school that is an environment that is a controlled environment in which the kids are not inundated by negative things in their environment. They're not in a toxic environment, and they are in an environment that is nurturing to their learning. It says here, there are no loud noises in this school. Dr. Umar Johnson brought building in an industrial area of Wilmington, Delaware. A bad mistake on his part, a bad decision. Okay. Confidence is built by teaching in each classroom morals, accountability, leadership, character development, order, and old world values, discipline. Okay. Teachers love and affection so that the students, they give the kids affection and they give them nurturing so that the students enjoy going to school. The subdivision of the Trey Winfield School shares one philosophy, that is, we separate and collectively seek to further enrich the lives of children in our care. That's the Trey Whitman School that Dr. Umar Johnson was underestimating when Brother Lord Jamal was telling him about this school. It was a battle of the men. The battle of the men, ladies and gentlemen. That is surely what has been going on. Lord Jamal didn't really want to do what he ended up doing, ladies and gentlemen. He really wanted to just have a conversation with Dr. Umar Johnson, get some answers, and Dr. Umar Johnson got caught up in his own beta feelings, his own lack of emotional control. For someone who says he's a psychologist, he has no very good emotional motor control of himself. And he becomes rattled when he's asked very basic questions about a project that he expects black people to give him money for. And when he's asked why he doesn't have enough money, he will always say that it's because of trifling Negroes, black people, didn't give him enough money. Even though he knows damn well that black people in America, we do not have generational wealth. But what we do have, I must admit, is that we tend to spend our money on things that are not the best things for us to spend. So our spending habits are not the best, but I still don't think that Dr. Umar Johnson should be disrespectful to those black people who actually did give him money, while shaming black people who either didn't give him enough money or didn't give him any money, when in fact nobody is really obligated to give Dr. Umar Johnson anything, when he's the one that's begging every damn week, every day, talking about hit that Cash App, give me. Dr. Umar Johnson wants so much from black people to support him with this endeavor with the school, but I have to ask, what has he actually given of himself to black people? Yes, he has given speeches. Yes, he has said some very clever things about the educational system as it relates to our black boys being demonized. He has said some very clever things. He's fast on the lip like a preacher. He has a great cadence. He, as I said before, he makes you feel good, just like a jack-a-leg preacher. And I'm going to hit this once more as soon as I find it. He makes you feel good. And I think black people, we often look for someone that makes us feel good because we're really not happy about our circumstances at the end of the day. So what he does for us is that he gives us that old spiritual good feeling, especially when he goes to grave sites and he runs down people, ancestors, and he goes through this whole ceremony where he's praying to their grave. He goes around saying that he's a descendant of Frederick Douglass, when actually the family, the living family that are true descendants of Frederick Douglass, say that they don't even know who Dr. Umar Johnson is. So he just has a lot of things that he does that I think is problematic, just like a jack-a-leg preacher.
Jack-a-leg preachers.
I'm going to say it again. Jack-a-leg preachers.
Jack-a-leg preachers.
And that is the truth.
Tell the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have put that in the chat room a few times. I hope you guys look at the website, because I want you all to be able to see the school that Lord Jamal was talking about, that his father-in-law has been operating for over 33 years, the school that Dr. Umar Johnson says, I don't need his help. He ain't an expert. See, I got people around me that are teachers and experts, but yet we never see these experts. We do see women that boarded up building that he's got out there helping him, but they're not experts. They're not the people that he's talking about, because Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't really have any experts helping him. It's just Umar Johnson, a one-man show. This is what this is really all about. It's his ego that is getting in the way of what's best. I'm going to tell you right now, there are people out there that have programs that our black boys can benefit from. In New York, you've got Brother Q Butter of the Zion program. Check him out. He has an educational program, and I don't care if it's after school or not. We still need black men helping with young men. We've got my man George Macomb in Philadelphia, who has the Urban Nerds Worldwide working with youth. There are 100 black men. There are a lot of different organizations out there that are working with young men when it comes to educational programs. My organization, when I was in college, we went into the housing project area of Sunnydale housing project area in San Francisco. We put together an educational program and tutorial program for kids in that program, working out of a vacant building. We were able to get that building turned into a boys and girls club. There's also a program for juvenile brothers coming out of the juvenile system for getting counseling. We were able to create a program that actually brought jobs to the community. And when we left that community, they were actually in charge of that program. This is what I did as a young man at 20 years old, 21 years old in my organization. An organization that is a fraternal brotherhood in which we go and we work in the community and try to make it a better place for black people to live wherever we go. I have also helped young black males get scholarships in my organization to go into college and things of that nature. Although we know that not everybody goes to college, you got skilled trades as well. And so there's so much that we can do. We can't wait on Dr. Umar Johnson's pie in the sky school while we're waiting for him to get this school off the ground, whenever that is. Okay, we need to start looking into programs that are actually functioning and are upright and running, and get our kids into those programs. Okay, because we can't wait on one man. He is not a messiah. His one school is not going to change the circumstances of all of black males. It will be a contributing factor to helping black men. It will take the collective of all of us in our individual communities doing what we can to mentor young black males and to get them on the right road. I know in my organization, we have what we call Alpha Academies, where we have programs where young black males can be paired up with black men that are doctors, lawyers, teachers, whatever the young black male can dream of becoming. You get paired up with a brother that can mentor that young man. There's Big Sisters and Big Brothers program that we involve ourselves in too. And so that is some of the programs that we can get our kids involved while we're waiting on Dr. Umar Johnson to create this academy, this school, this FDMG, whenever the hell that's going to be. You can't wait on it. And like I said before, it takes a village to raise a family, a village to raise a child. No one man, no matter how charismatic he is in his speech, how much red, blue, yellow, and green he wears, no matter how much he can talk about Egypt and Egyptology and pyramids. What good is knowing about pyramids if we're not building pyramids today and building up our community, because we're waiting on one man as like he's a messiah to do that which we can do ourselves as individuals. Support an organization with your money that is doing the job. Support brothers that are doing grassroots work in your community. Pay them your money. Give your donations to people that actually have grassroots programs right now, that are doing something right now. Not people that are just talking, but they're not getting anywhere fast. So support that. If you can't join an organization, black men, black women, then support an organization that is doing the work that you may not be prepared to do, not able to do, and don't have the time to do. That's my solution to this situation. And if you live in the New York area, check out programs like Lord Jamal's father-in-law, because his program is up and running and is a benefit. Dr. Umar Johnson is not the only sheriff in town. Matter of fact, he is not a sheriff because he does not have a school. What he has is he has 3 buildings, or he has buildings, and they're not up and running. There is no faculty. There is no nothing. That would take money and more time, and he doesn't have any of that. Not to mention the fact that there's no freaking city that's going to allow him to open up a school when the environmental impact report comes back that says that that's a browning area, which they were preparing to shut down and destroy those buildings, demolish them to build parking lots there. It's not going to be built. And why would you want to put your child in a community, in an environment like that is toxic in that manner? You have to be out of your mind. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm about to get off of here. I'm going to holler out some names in the chat room as my program is coming to an end. Thank you, everybody. It's a clap to everybody in the chat room. I see we got Doug in the house, the real Aaron Collins in the house. K-Doug is in the house. Kay is in the house. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great. It's been great, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Information Man Speaks podcast again. Let's get at it right now, everybody. And you know, it goes a little like this.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Doug in the house. We got Africana Superstar in the house. Joe's in the house. And 11's in the house. And where you been at, sister? We got Doug again. We got Kay in the house. And 11, good to see you, sister. We got Gold and Melanin. And we got Doug in the house. I got to give you super chat money. Doug says, shout out to King Rando, 21 years old. Acquired 3 buildings for a boarding school, X for boys, and Q Butter Exanon Institute. That's right. Now, brother, here we go. Because you super chatted me, I got to give you the super chat money, brother. I can't go anywhere yet without the super chat music. Thank you for super chatting me, good brother.
Thank you for the super chat.
And here we go.
Thank you for the
Tell
super
them run
chat.
it all. I wake up. I wake up, flex on down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex on down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb
All
down
right.
that check. No drip, this, tell them run it up.
Thank you for that super chat, Doug.
Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys.
All right. Woo! Woo! Doug, thank you, brother, for giving me that super chat, brother. I appreciate that. Much respect to you. Thank you again.
Thank you for the super chat.
And thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thank everybody in the chat room who's come through tonight and supported the channel. If I was not able to, we got look around in the house. We got a lot of people in the house. And mods, before I get ready to get out of here, do me the biggest favor and drop my second channel link. Drop the podcast link, the Information Man Speaks podcast. You don't know what you're missing. I go live over there almost every other night during the week, and I get into hard-hitting issues. I got some good topics coming up this week. So everybody in that chat room, if you're new to the channel, you're new to what I'm doing here, subscribe to the Information Man Speaks podcast. Let me go ahead and do that. I would definitely appreciate that. Most definitely. You don't know what you're missing. So check that out. Mods, if you could definitely drop the link in there so folks can check that out and come on over, I would appreciate that very much so. So make sure you subscribe, everybody, as I said before, to the channel. Share this in your social media, ladies and gentlemen. All of you that are watching tonight, make sure you share this video on your social media. I would appreciate that tremendously. Get a little bit of a bell sound here because I like that bell a lot. You know, join what I'm doing over here, folks, and I would appreciate that. Definitely. This is the Information Man show. Tomorrow, I have a great show for you. I'm going to be interviewing Mr. 1950. So come on back. I should be on live tomorrow between 1:30 Western time, which will be 3:30 Central Time and 4:30 Eastern Time. Come on over back to this channel tomorrow where me and Mr. 1950 are going to get into manhood, what is the importance of manhood in terms of where has manhood gone today? What is it to be a man? What is the rites of passage of manhood? Because that's the particular topics that brother likes to talk about and get into. So we're going to talk about where we are as black men in our society. Where do we go? What are the solutions? What are the issues? What are the problems? But what are the rewards and what are the victories for us as black men and where we're going in the future? Do not miss that show tomorrow at the times that I just mentioned. Once again, I say thank you again to the chat room. And I think it's time for me to get on out of here. It's late for everybody. Share the video on all your social media. If you are a content creator, share the video in your community tab. If you're new to the channel and you've subscribed, I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate that. Love, but nothing but love and respect to you out there who have joined me on this channel. And come on over and join me on the second channel, the Information Man Speaks podcast as well. So good night, everybody. Take care. I've got some music as I end this program for your listening pleasure. Thank you and good night. And here we go.
Information is power.
everybody. I really appreciate everybody. The Information Man Show.
Tell the truth.
I don't want no problems, but I know I got a lot.
Baby, I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it. Working out my issues with you, with you. Crutches, I be holding crutches, can't let go of any mistakes. Distant, sometimes I get distant, stay away as long as it takes. Forgive my attitude, I need my cake and eat it too, but a little time will be enough for me to prove that baby you the remedy. You're my mirror, I can finally see, bringing out the best in me. Yeah, I don't want no problems, but I know I got a lot of work to do. Baby, I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it. Working out my issues with you, with you. My highs and my lows, it's part of being human. Can you weather the storm? I'm starting to believe you can, 'cause baby you the remedy. You're my mirror, I could finally see, bringing out the best in me. Yeah, I don't want these problems, I know I got a lot of work to do. Baby, I'm not perfect, but I know I'm worth it. Working out my issues with you,
Tell the truth.
with you.
Tell the truth.
The Information Man Show.
Information is power. You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
That's right.
Information is power.
All right, everybody. Good night. Have a good night. Peace. It's been great.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Tomorrow, Mr. 1950 interview.